Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Sunday. If you guys have been following, you know that on Sundays we read the comments here on this channel, and in this video we're going to be talking all about that Joker trailer, the comments from my Joker trailer reaction video. And I gotta let you guys in on a little secret. It's not actually Sunday today. I actually forgot that I'm going to be in Seattle this weekend. I really did forget. So after this video I'm going to be packing all my stuff and heading to the airport. I can't believe that I forgot this late that I'm going to be going to Seattle. So I'll be flying out, but that's why we're going to do a more focused comments video. We're definitely still going to make sure to address those comments that were in my recasting the Flash video, because you guys had some excellent suggestions. I might have to update that top 5 list. And again, that was just a hypothetical video, guys. I do hope Ezra Miller stays, but just because we've been getting all this crazy news about recasting in DC, I thought, hey, what the hell, let's just have fun with it right now. But we do have some really exciting things to talk about, and that is this Joker trailer. You guys absolutely loved it, and I'm excited to jump into some of the comments. So I just picked out a few comments at random here. Let's get into it. So MT says, this movie looks so haunting and wonderful. And you are actually absolutely right, man. This trailer, I didn't know what to expect from this trailer. You know, it's really funny because if you remember when this movie was announced, I can't remember what my reaction was. I think I was a little skeptical of it, but when this movie was announced, you know, so many people were completely shitting on the idea of having this movie, you know, because it seems like they were abandoning the DCEU, and we know now that that's not happening, and that the DC universe as a whole is just going in a different direction, kind of making these offshoot movies, just like the Joker. And what a perfect character to start off with. And you're right, it was haunting and wonderful at the same time. It's really, you know, it's not a horror movie, but you can see the horror in Arthur Fleck's story, and I think his name's still Arthur Fleck in the movie. But you can see the horror that's surrounding this guy's life, man. He looks to be mentally ill. He's a mentally ill person who's been abused and treated so badly by society, and we're gonna see him get pushed over the edge in this movie, and it's so very haunting to see where this man's life was going and where it made a wrong turn. And this trailer just was absolutely beautiful. Everything from the cinematography to the music, it was wonderful. And you're totally right. Thanks for commenting in. Film Gob says, I've watched it a few times now, and I feel this could be a great film. Some fools already claiming it's too dark. Most comedians have a dark, satirical mind. Film Gob, thanks for watching, man. Film Gob has his own channel. Make sure to check him out, guys. He's definitely shown us a lot of love over here, but Film Gob's absolutely right. You know, I have seen a few, not a lot of you guys on this channel, because you guys, for the most part, you know, I feel like we're on the same page in regards to this this trailer. I haven't seen one negative comment in our section, but yeah, Film Gob has a huge following, bigger following than me, so or us. And he might have seen some negative comments, and I've seen some negative comments on other people's channels too. But yeah, I don't get it. Too dark? No. We're talking about a character study here. And as you can see from the trailer itself already, it's already doing something different than superhero movies have done it before. And we know that the Joker's not a superhero, but it is in the realm of superhero movies. So it's doing something totally different, and I don't see how this character study right here is too dark. You know, the Joker in itself, the character of the Joker is a dark, mischievous, evil character, and it's gonna be the first time we see an origin story from this character. We have, you know, very vague origins in the comics, you know, and that's why there are, you know, there's like the three Joker, you know, the 3 Jokers going on in the comics. You know, that was meant to kind of, you know, give a little credence to the previous Joker origins in the comics, because there's been numerous ones, you know. So just like we see in what we've seen in not Jared Leto's Joker, we've seen in Heath Ledger's Joker, he didn't even have a complete backstory. But for us to see the backstory behind this Joker, it can't be that dark at all, you know, because if you listen to previous interpretations, everyone holds Heath Ledger as the gold standard, but his origins within the Dark Knight movie itself is incredibly dark. So I don't see how it can be too dark. And like you say here, you say most comedians have a dark satirical mind. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I remember reading a lot of studies, just articles, not the studies themselves. So obviously you take them with a grain of salt when you don't read the actual studies. But, you know, there are psychologists that suggest that humor acts as a buffer against depression and hopelessness. So in this case, I think that's perfect because, you know, the Joker himself, as you can see from the character here, he's in a state and an environment of depression and hopelessness, of abuse, and humor is just a way to act as a buffer to see that. So he decides that his life is not a tragedy, it's a comedy. Incredibly beautiful from that trailer. So thanks for the comment, Film Gob. Charles Smith says, this has nothing to do with comics. Give Nipsey Hussle a shout out. He just passed away and was a great man, was doing a lot of important things in America. Up to you though, now back to comics and shit. The trailer was fire. So Charles Smith, I would definitely give Nipsey Hussle a shout out. I got onto him kind of late and I'm still not, I still haven't completely listened to all of his albums, but or mixtapes and whatever he's put out. I've listened to a few songs just from what friends have suggested, and I'm like, dang, I got onto this guy late. And you know, I've seen footage, the news about the things he's been doing in his community, and man, we did lose an incredibly talented and incredible person. So definitely rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. You know, I'm definitely going to be listening more of him now, and unfortunately, I'm listening to him now that he's gone. But you know, it's incredibly sad. Violence, you know, violence in any respect is bad, and you know, Charles Smith, I see your avatar there. Leave your violence for the Red Dead Redemption games, guys. That's the only place that violence should exist. And yeah, thanks, Charles Smith. But yeah, trailer was fire. So we got Bui Buddha says, trailer looks amazing. Can't wait to watch this. Now I want to see WB do more character studies of Batman's villains. Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, etc. So, etc. So this is kind of the big focus of the. I put this as the title of this video because that is an interesting question. See, we know that this is not going to be the only offshoot movie that DC is going to make. People have talked about making movies that exist outside of the universe. That means we're gonna be picking from more DC characters, and there's definitely characters out there that might suit it. But Bui Buddha here says that he wants to see more Batman villains get offshoot movies, and he lists Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow here as well. And this is more of a question, you know, to you guys. Do you think that other DC and Batman characters in particular, if we're going on his question here, do you think that they can have the same treatment, and will it have the same effect? Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, the Joker, like I said earlier, what a great way to kick off this offshoot universe that you're creating over here. What a great way to kick it off with one of the most iconic villains of all time. And to be honest, I don't think other villains will have the same effect as the Joker. Now you can see how powerful it is when there's no ties to a wider universe, where there's no constraints. Todd Phillips is allowed to do his own movie here, so he's not bogged down by having to tie it in with the Batman that we have here in the DCU, or the Aquaman, or the Flash, or the Wonder Woman, and what's going on with Wonder Woman in the 80s, you know, because this is supposed to take place in the 80s. So, you know, it could possibly work, but at the same time, for me, you know, and I definitely think we're going to see more solo movies, but for more Batman villains, I think I would like, if they were to make more villain movies, I think we really need to be careful there, because we need to save some of these villains for the DCEU proper, because I do want these two universes to succeed, and and to make great movies. And in order to make great movies, we do need great superhero movies in the DCU. We are going to need some great villains. So I do want to see some of these villains back in the DCEU, but I think it really works for the Joker to have his offshoot movie because he's already such a well-known character of his own. He has a backstory that has not even been explored in comics. So you can't, well, we'll still probably get a bunch of, you know, comic purists shit on the movie just because they deviated from, you know, a few things. You know, maybe they changed the name of, you know, Arkham Asylum to Arkham Hospital, or something to that effect. Whatever you want to call it. If they change one little thing, there's gonna be people, there's gonna be a group of people out there that shit on it. But at the same time, I think it completely works because the Joker overall doesn't have a hard backstory, so Todd Phillips has the freedom to tell one. And again, it's just an outside universe. You could take it for what it is. It's like it's a contained universe in and of itself, just like if a comic book artist was to go ahead and write Joker's origin on the comics, on the paper. We're just getting a visual telling of it. So I think it could work like that. People like Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow have an origin that's been established in the comics, or in Mr. Freeze's case in the animated TV shows. But I do think there are definitely characters out there that can have a solo movie created, an offshoot movie. So my question is to you guys: which characters do you think would actually work for a solo movie? So yeah, this was a great question. DC will definitely, Warner Brothers and DC will definitely continue to make these offshoot movies. I'm not sure if they're gonna do any more Batman villains though. I think it really worked for the Joker, and yeah, it's gonna be hard. You're definitely gonna have to have a really creative and a great script, a great director, and a message to tell. And in this movie in particular, they're talking about mental illness, so and how that's treated in our society. So definitely great question. Thank you for asking that. Let's move on to the next question. Laser Beams Pew Pew says, I want to see Joker fall into a pool of acid. And and that's one of the vague stories that backstories of the Joker. Like, hey, one of the stories in one of the, was it The Killing Joke, where they established that he fell into a pool of acid? I think it was. But we also saw that in Suicide Squad. So for me, I don't need to see that again, because we saw that actually that actual scene was actually done really well in Suicide Squad, though it was so short. And I don't know if David Ayer actually filmed a longer cut of that scene, but it was very, very, very short. So I don't need to see the pool of acid myself. You know, do you guys want to see that? Let me know in the comments below. Next comment. Philip says, I'm conflicted. He's the Joker, an awful monster, but goddamn, doesn't he look like a poor soul victim of life in this trailer? Yes, he does. Just the mannerisms, him hunching down. He looked like Gollum from Lord of the Rings in one of the first shot we get of him, I think it's the first shot we get of him, where it's from his back. Oh my gosh, he totally looked like Gollum. What a poor creature we have in front of us, but he's actually a human being. It's crazy. All right, Robert Directo says, this is so intense. Joaquin Phoenix really did transform himself for this role. From what we see so far in this trailer, Film Gob compared it to Christian Bale's transformation in The Mechanic. I'm not sure that's what the movie was called. On top of my head, I forget what it's called, but it looks like the performance will be as good. And yes, you know, Christian Bale's known for his crazy transformations, and I think he did his final one in the Vice character, playing Dick Cheney. I think that was the final time he said he would transform his body. But yes, Joaquin Phoenix really commits to his roles. He really liked the script, and he picks and chooses his roles very carefully. And Joaquin Phoenix carries a lot of weight. This guy can act. He is amazing. You're right. His body transformation is never more apparent than seeing it in this trailer. You know, we got images, but seeing him move and the body he has, and you know how he had to develop that hunch, you know, that doesn't come naturally. He probably had to practice that because, you know, it just looks amazing. I cannot wait to see it. But you're right. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for the thanks for noticing that about the Christian Bale's performances. Romism says, Rob, this trailer alone deserves an Oscar. Wait, what? There's no category for best trailer? Oh. But seriously, this is the Joker that we need, but didn't deserve. Smile. Now, I'm not sure if you were you're throwing shade at the Oscars or if you're throwing shade at you know, how, you know, Marvel's side of things. I'm not sure. I was kind of guessing that, but either way, this is the Joker that we didn't deserve, because we were all, or a lot of us were shitting on this movie once we heard about it. But yeah, put a smile on your face, guys. Yeah, thank you for commenting. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will follow up on future comment videos, especially about the Flash one in another video once I get back from Seattle. So until then, you guys have a good day. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.